I used to sell soccer and football jerseys out of like my trunk, like to all like the students and stuff, like buy them on eBay for like $30 and flip them for like 40, 50. Like that's how I did in high school. Then in college, like I had a used car, like dealership license. So I used to go buy cars on like auctions and Craigslist and then flip those. So like I always had something I was doing on the side. So I always wanted to like have a business to do that. And then when I got into real estate, I helped like my parents, my family, my brother like open a coffee shop. And ever since then, I was like, all right, I want to open like other stuff like bars and do that kind of things. And so just have a way to where like you make income without actually having to put like the hours in.
Can you hold it for me while I rush you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Do I get paid? There you go, see $5.
So instead of studying supply chain management, why didn't you study like entrepreneurship or anything? Like that?
So the reason why I did supply chain management is I didn't know what supply chain management was until I think I had a friend or somebody do it, which was like procurement. And since I already like was doing that myself, like again with the whole soccer jerseys, football jerseys, finding them at a source for cheap and then reselling them. Same thing with like auction, like just finding like things that were cheaper or like whatever to like sell more. I was like, oh wait, that's what supply chain procurement is. Like I already do that without even knowing what it is. So let me go take like classes and get like more in depth with it. So when I graduated with that, I did that for like about 2 years. I worked for a company that like took like that would build like buildings and like they had contracts with like Amazon, so all the fulfillment centers they would like do the plumbing, the HVAC, electricity. So I was the guy in charge.
Like the construction management.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I would go up and look for like the AC units and look for like cranes to rent and do all that stuff to like make sure, hey, our budget is, I don't know, 40K. Okay, well I gotta make sure like we get everything for like 25, 30K because the company's gotta make money too, right? So I would have to go find sources and do all that stuff to, make the company money. So that's like what I was doing for a couple of years, and then from there I got into like mortgages and doing all that stuff. Yeah. So, but that's the reason why.
So sorry. So just to go back, like you like the whole procurement aspect of like having to outsource or resource whatever you were like.
I was always good at finding things online and like knowing where to find certain things or doing research. So I was like, if I know how to find things that are like at this price and I know the market value is this and I can make money whether for me or for a company, like I'm already good at it. So I guess why I kind of went on that route to like do that.
So to follow up with that, in what sense do you use procurement on your day now?
That's a really good question. Almost for everything. I mean, a lot of the things now is like I found them, so it's pretty set. But in the beginning, it was like our liquor order. Like, okay, do I go through specs? Do I go through like different companies? Our champagne, our beer, even our furniture. Like when we did the whole boot stuff, like I had certain things that we had to do. Like again, when you find the right suppliers, you kind of have them set and stuff like that. Of course, you have them.
Oh my gosh.
You haven't already set. I know.
Thank you.
You haven't already set to where like it's easier that way. But yeah, anything like again, most of it's the alcohol stuff, the food. We do like we sell food here, so a lot of times we have to like go through certain like suppliers on the food and do that stuff.
So your procurement process involves building relationships with these vendors and suppliers.
Yep. Same thing with my family's coffee shop. Like certain beans, where we're getting it from. Like everyone roasts beans, but we gotta get like the quality right, the price right. We sell like kolaches and croissants and stuff that we don't make our house, like other companies do that. So we have to go through that and like make sure the pricing is good, like wholesale versus retail and quality and all right, is it free deliveries and not like certain things like that to do it.
All right, I'm going down the list. If given the opportunity, would you change your job or would you change your job situation?
No.
Or keep your current one?
I'll keep my current one. I like how it is right now. My day-to-day is I'm a mortgage broker, so I do real estate and I do mortgages. So that's like my 9 to 5. That's where I make most of my money from. So I love doing that. And then like I would call like the bar industry more of like a not side hustle, but like it's like my other business that I do where like I don't have to be here all the time to like for it to make money and run. But no, I like the way it is. It lets me travel, do stuff. I don't have to like clock in, clock out, and do that stuff like that. It's my secondary resource money. So my mortgage company is what makes most of my like income and like all that, and then I use that income to like help build these businesses.
Okay.
Would you say this is more like a passion?
Yeah, it's more a passion project. Yeah, more passion business. Yeah.
Where do you kind of a deep question? So like, where do you see yourself 10, 15 years from now?
Definitely not in this business. Because it's a lot
Pass
of.
it down to someone else.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'm hoping to like in the next year or two, maybe not a year, maybe like 2 years, sell it. Just make it hot, make it pop in where like it's profitable now and it has its word of mouth that people already have this business, and then now I can find someone to come over and take it because it's a lot of hours. I mean, again, I don't have to be here all the time, but you know, it's still a lot of like babysitting and like making sure things are going right, and like we have this bar, that bar, we're opening a new bar next door, and it's just like having the mortgages already like take up like half my day. This is like my nighttime stuff. Like most people want to like go home and chill after working, right? Like for me, it's like I chill like at midnight. You know, that's not fun. So yeah, the plan is just like again, make a product, make it hot, make it good, where people want to buy it, and then that way, like I've already done all the lifting, all the costs and the money that cost to go into this is built out, and like we're like broken even or even making a profit. Now it's like someone come in, it's like, hey, everything's done. You already have your clientele, you have your crowd, everything, all the organization set up. Yeah. Now here's a price, and now we can meet like the investors that I raise money with, we can cash out, and we're good. You know, so that's where I see myself in the next like 5-10 years, and then more owning real estate instead of like lease, like we rent the place out. Okay. So I see myself being the landlord. You know, eventually being able to do this and then having someone run for me. Yeah. So.
What is one piece of advice you would give our generation to succeed?
I would say work hard, man. Like this is at your age where like have fun, but like put in the grind. Like the more you work, like the more you'll see outcome. And like one good story is I'm sure you guys all know who Kobe Bryant is. Yeah. Like there's a story where Kobe's like he would wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym and work out from 5 to 8 by himself before his team practiced. And he's like, imagine you do that every day for the first year. Imagine how much better you are the second year. And imagine you do that every year. Imagine how much better you are than your competition all the time. Right. And it showed with him. Obviously, you have some talent and like, you know things. But imagine if you just worked harder than the next person. Like, you can do that. And again, at your age, like in your early 20s, late 20s, even 30s, like the more you work, the more you like dedicate yourself and more discipline you have, like it's going to pay off in the long run. And now you can be chilling and have the money and have the freedom to do things like that. Like, hey, I'm going to invest in things where I don't have to work as hard anymore, and I can like have passive income. So this is a time where like, again, have fun. I was crazy in my 20s too, but like I also like always thought about how can I make extra money, not just my normal job. Like, you know, like I was a waiter all throughout college. I was working at Italian restaurants, steakhouses, like go to school, go to wait tables like 5 days a week, make money, and then like with that money I made, I'm like, all right, how can I make more money from this money? All right, let me find shit I can sell online and double the money. So now all of a sudden you make $1,000 a week with, you know, waiting tables. Yeah. Now you make $1,500, and that extra $500 is not even working. You're just like online. Yeah. And now with the online resources they have, like I know friends who like literally like pick products on Amazon. They don't even touch the product. They just like find something that's like, you know, a bulk, and like Amazon sells it for them, and they're just making like a couple $1,000 a month, just like finding something to sell. Like it's crazy. Drop shipping, exactly. So like you can start with that. That's the easiest way. But like anything, you know what I mean? Like go, you know, collect some money, you and your friends, and just like buy a vape machine. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like find bars that put that in. Yeah. Get an ATM machine. You know, you can get one for $2,000. All the processing fees, finding gas. You know, like little things like that where you can do, or it goes a long way. You know. So.
Could you tell us more about this specific business, like history? What made you want to open a business like this? That is very popular by the looks of it.
So this wasn't even planned. So we have like an upscale craft cocktail lounge next door that we have, and while we're under construction there for the first 2 months, there was a sports bar that was here first, and it was like the whole way. Like we put the wall up, but it used to be a big sports bar. It was here for about 8 months, and it wasn't doing well. Like it was just losing money or whatever. And then the landlord's like, "Hey, since you guys are building this one, you have first right refusal. Do y'all want to take over this one?" And we're like, "Man, it's a little bit too much, whatever." And then he said, like, you know, there's some like another crowd that wants to come in and do all that. And I'm like, okay, well, let's figure it out. So again, talking to our investors that are on this side, raise some of the capital that we needed to take us over, and we decided, hey, we already have this, we're going to control the whole block, and just have a little like area where everyone hops around and does that. So that's kind of how we landed on this. Again, like it was a risk we took. It's a lot to take on, but we're like, let's try it out and see what happens. So and again, the first year, like we didn't make any money. You know, we had to whether we're breaking even each month or losing money, where me and my partners had to put more money in, like, oh, we're down like $8K a month on our rent. All right, well, we got to pay for it, right? Like we can't close down. So a lot of those months where we had to figure it out and sacrifice that to keep it open, and we did, and now it's finally like doing good, and like the last 2-3 months have been really good. So
So since you're saying your first year wasn't profitable, like what changes do you think you took, as an investor, as an owner? Like,
I think we met some people that brought in some parties. We used to be closed on Mondays, and then we had someone who's a promoter that's really connected with the NFL and NBA. And he asked us if he can throw parties here on Mondays for us. Of course, he wanted some of the revenue share for the bar, and that's the chance that we took. And I guess you were here last night, couldn't even walk here.
Crazy.
I don't know if y'all know, Tank Dell, he plays for the Texans. It was his birthday, so we hosted it here last night. And so, on a Monday that we're closed, last night we made 18,000. So in one day, but we're usually closed on Mondays. Again, we've been doing it for a month now, but it's taking a risk on that and just finding the right people to help promote that. We did a little better on our food, a little more quality control. We have really good wings and burgers some here. We promote that, but mainly on marketing. We have really good, cool marketing, cool videos. We run some ads on them, and it just gets in front of people. The first few months we had videos and stuff, but we didn't know how to use the right SEO and marketing. We found a team that we pay to do that for us.
so do you think marketing is a really high component of running
Very,
a successful
very.
business?
If you don't have the market nowadays on social media, no one knows who you are, no one's gonna find you.
So what would you say are your top 3 tools for marketing besides
I'll say
social media being, probably your number one?
Video content, having cool videos and photos, gets catchy, cool videos that catches the eye, makes you want to come. Whether it's photos of our drinks or food, that stuff. The marketing, I would say that, and then just having a good social media presence, interacting with people, running ads and stuff like that on our social media.
So on your social media, do you have someone specifically, do you have a social media manager, a
Yeah.
marketing manager, and that person's interacting with your potential customers, whatever? So you have a designated person.
Thank you. Okay.
What is one quote that has helped you through the hard times?
What quote?
A quote that's helped you through the hard times, or just a quote that's
Well, I took my phone because I have a lot of quotes saved
yeah.
that I post, but let me see. I have some really good ones. Let me see. 1 second. This one's good. The future belongs to those who risk it all for a dream. Well done. The future belongs to those who risk it all for a dream. Another one that I like that I posted and I really like is I really believe in. If you're searching for that one person who will change your life, take a look in the mirror. So that's the only person that's going to help you out and change your life, and for the greater or the bad. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to, again, take chances, take risks, and go for it.
what makes 40 All stand out from other businesses?
I think just having a bunch of things that most businesses don't have together.
Yeah.
We have a pickleball court with a bar with food, and then at nights weekends DJs are and it's a turn up. So it's a club slash places where your dog and we're super pet friendly.
Right.
People come and just play pickleball and don't even really drink or do much also. So it's having just different aspects of different revenue streams of things that you can you can bring in. So whether you're playing a pickleball, we reserve an hour. Whether you just want to come here for food and just not even drink, just grab something to go, whatever, or
Watch a
drink,
game,
or watch a game,
fight.
sports. Yeah. We have sports, we have fights, we have certain events that we do, and having a space to hold private parties and events like that. So just being able to be flexible in so many different ways.
Kind of a switch in conversations, but is diversity the key for your company's success or any of your companies?
I think so. I think just being able to be that diversify, again, whether it's the people that you hire because they have different clientele too, or just having different, again, streams of revenue where people come in for that certain object.
Is there something you've done specific to be more diverse?
Yeah,
Or-
it was planned. Yeah, we went into it knowing it because like when we took it, there was a pickleball court, but like we could have changed it and put seating out there. But we're like, no, let's keep it there. People, it's a new hot thing that people want. We built cabanas to where it's like more like Vegas style. Like it's cool to be out there and like hang out and like watch it because like we'll have pickleball tournaments sometimes on the weekends, and so like all that's all filled with seating, and it's like cool to have your own little private section. TV's in there, so you have your own game if you want to change it. So we plan to have it like a cool like sports outing out there, and then indoor it's like watch a game, get a drink, you know, turn up, or during the days it's chill too. So different things you can do.
Approximately how many employees do you have reporting to you, like on a day-to-day basis?
Here we probably have about 20, and then once we open next door, probably about the same amount. So we'll have about 30 to 40 employees total, and then next door we have about 20, 25 employees.
So overall, like
50 to 60.
And
And that's just here. The coffee shop is about 10.
so what resources, like I know you have like 50 to 60 at some point, right? What resources do you like use as a manager or like, you know, as a business owner? Like, do you have anything specific? Because, you know, I know as an owner or manager, you have to follow specific guidelines, specific rules or anything of that sort. Like, what resources do you use for that, like, specifically?
Resources for like employees.
Yes.
That's a good question.
So, like, for example, if two of your employees are having, you know, there's a discussion and
Oh, not for hiring, just for like
yeah,
in
just
general.
in general. So, like, I know at my previous company, if there was some tension between employees, our HR manager would actually make us take like a collaborative group class together. So, like, what resources do you use or anything of that sort? Like, do you use anything specific or?
Luckily, I've had my managers, like my general manager and stuff, like handle that stuff. I mean, we have like a handbook that we have for employees that we use for it's like certain like rules of conduct and rules and stuff to go by. So I think having a good handbook and training the employees before they start and having a couple weeks of training with the staff really helps them like the mindset and what to expect. But other than that, my managers take care of all that. They just make sure like that stuff doesn't really go to me unless it's like something really escalated or like, you know, it'll go. But they usually handle all the other stuff.
So, do you usually delegate work to
Oh
your
yeah,
managers?
correct.
Like,
Yeah. The managers handle everything, or like 80% of it.
Is there anything in like the way you were raised or the way that you grew up that made you the person that you are today? Like so passionate about your work and everything?
I don't think so, because like my brother and sister don't have that mindset. They're very like I don't want to say like not entrepreneur or like risk takers. My brother's the one who runs a coffee shop, but they don't like think that way. So I don't think it's the way I was raised or grown up. No, I don't know. I think it was just when I was born.
Black sheep of the family.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because they both went to like UT. Like my brother was supposed to go to like med school. He ended up like not doing med school and doing like film school. My sister moved to LA. She did like film school stuff too. So they're all like more like got like the brains or like the book of the family, like the book smarts, I guess what they call it. And mine's more the street smarts. And I think maybe it's the high school we went to, because like I went to school in A-Leaf in L6, so like growing up with like friends and that stuff, it's all about like the street smarts and like knowing how to like hustling, everyday hustling and just trying to make it, right? And I'm the oldest one in the family, so like going through that, I think my parents were like, all right, we don't want to put the siblings in there, so they took my brother to DeBakey High School, which is like a health profession magnet school with a test in, so it's like super hard and like they end up like only 30 people graduating, so like he did that. My sister went to Lamar High School. So I think it's probably the high school and the friends and the neighborhood, the atmosphere that I had growing up. I think that's what it was. Not like the family, more of like who my friends and like what you had to do to like survive high school.
What have you done to face when you face major setbacks? What have you done to realign yourself or like grow from it? Take from setbacks.
Man, I had a lot of setbacks, man. It's not all good. I think the best advice is just staying calm. Try not to put too much emotion to it. I mean, it's easy to say than done, because I don't always follow by those rules either. Sometimes like we jump the gun, but just really trying to analyze the situation, the setback, and just trying to figure out, all right, how can I get through this? And also having some people and friends to talk to, whether it's either your own business partners or just friends that are not in the industry, to be like, hey, I'm having this issue. Like, what do you think? Or having an outside perspective or mindset of like, you know, having a second opinion on things, you know, like whether you're wrong or you're right, like, hey, what can you do this way? And we've done that. We're like, all right, let's just pivot and do like something different.
Yeah.
And we've done that and it's like worked out, you know what I mean? So just having a good like support system and also like trying to stay calm when things aren't going well to figure out like how to regroup and get it done.
Are there any like ethical issues or challenges that you face day to day or have faced in the past or anything like that?
No, not that I can think of. Ethical wise, no.
You're like, I'm pretty fair.
Yeah, from what I know, yeah. Yeah, nothing.
You feel like you have a healthy like work environment in your businesses?
I think so. I mean, we've had in this industry, we're gonna have turnover. You know, bartending, wait staff, not everyone's like, you know, super punctual or professional. So we've had some turnover, not a lot, but like that's the only, I guess, issues with the staff. But as far as like healthy work environment, everyone's cool. Everyone loves each other. Like we have a really good like family work environment where we like take care of each other and like, you know, super nice and healthy and like all that stuff.
What are some things that you do like to boost your employees' morale? Like, you know, sometimes like you can have a hard weekend because it was just so poor, like it was just like someone's feeling overwhelmed. Like what do you or your managers do to like help boost morale as a whole?
Good question. I know we have like sometimes we'll have like weekly prizes and like contests to help them out, like incentives, like whether it's like, hey, whoever sells, you know, the most beer or like the most sales or something like that, to do that. For the managers in specific, if they hit certain goals, we'll take them out to eat, like have a dinner like that we pay for them and they're like +1. Sometimes like money or bonus incentives, that kind of stuff. So again, it's not a lot, not maybe like once a month or so we'll bring it up, but sometimes just keep, you know, push them and get them motivated and you know, want to be happy while they're here.
I'm good.
Okay, you have a good question. How would you describe your business in one word?
My business in what?
In one word.
My business in one word. Let me think. You can ask me another one while I think of that. That would be.
Being a business owner and having several different businesses, what are some pros and cons?
We'll start with the cons.
The easier ones.
Yeah, the cons. Time. Like the time of the day. You're always like pulled in each direction. At least for me, like there's so many businesses, so like, you know, this is doing this or this. Like I need answers on this one, or you know, I gotta show up here to do something, or like managers can't make it, or got delivery, or you know, gotta figure out something like that. So like, just the time of you have throughout the day to give the amount of time you need for each business, that, and for yourself too, like your own time to do your own thing, you know, outside of work. Money also, that's a pro and con. Like so when the money's good, the money's good. When the sales are down, the money's bad, the money's bad. You know what I mean? So like, you know, it's a roller coaster ride. Again, you gotta keep calm and you know, be strong and keep through it. The pros is getting to meet a lot of cool people, like employing a lot of people, knowing that you employ them, and like, you know, giving them a job and salary and money and all that stuff is, you know, being grateful for that. And then I would say network also, like pros is you get to build your network. The more people you get to meet, the more people that come in, especially in these kind of environments and businesses where like people come, you meet a lot of cool people in all aspects, whether it's like, you know, professional sports, athletes, whatever, or just random people that have different like cool jobs that you never knew of, or you can network for other things, you know what I mean? Like, since I have like the mortgage stuff too, like if I come here and I'll meet a lot of realtors here, like, oh, you're a realtor? Well, guess what? I do this on the side, or mainly, whatever. Let's network and do that, or even like realtors and other people that I work with. I'm like, oh, cool, let's go out to my bar and have a drink on me. Like, it helps me get business that way. It's like, oh, I get to like have free drinks and like all that stuff. Like with this guy, like I'll send him my business, So like being able to network between different professions helps the other business do good too. Still trying to think of that one word. It's a good one. I'll come up with one. What's on there?
I have another question. You kind of answered something similar to this, but what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self if you could go back in time?
Oh man, that's good. One, I would say don't give up. Just like don't give up. There's been times where like it was rough, even though working all these jobs and doing stuff, like there was times where I was unemployed for like almost a year, in between jobs in my mid-20s, I didn't know what I wanted to do, Did the procurement stuff, then I got kind of quit, then did some stuff on my own, then like that didn't go well, so like, that stuff, like don't give up. Two, I would say, let me see. Save more money when I was younger. Like I didn't really save money. I would just like make money, but then I would like blow it, which was kind of fun. Like I had nice cars, rented dope apartments, like again it was fun. But then I'm like, man, if I would have like my first house again, I wasn't like single. I was in a relationship, but like if I was single for sure, or even if I was in a relationship, like I would like buy a home when I can. As soon as I got my first job, go apply it and buy a home because nowadays you don't really need much money to be approved. As long as you have like decent credit. By decent, I mean like 580, 600 credit. You have a job, you can get approved for a house with 0 down, or at the very least 3% down. So like, even if it's like a 100K apartment or townhome, because in like 10 years that will double. So all of a sudden you sell that, you made a 100K profit, you can be renting it out. Things like that I didn't know. I had the knowledge of like how you could make money and just off like very small money and rent it out and like do all that stuff. Like just learning more about that and not focus on trying to, have the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
And it was, again, I'm not saying it wasn't fun. It was definitely fun. But again, like, it would put you a lot further in life against, compared to your peers at that time.
Yeah. So
that's like the only thing. But again, I don't regret anything.
Yeah.
Like, just if I knew more of that, it'd be cool. But, but it also helped me, my network. I have a pretty large network of friends and people that like, that stuff eventually like did that, so like it helped my real estate stuff a lot because they already knew who I was. Like, oh, he's doing mortgages. I know the guy. He's super cool, nice. I trust him. Let him help me out. So again, like it goes either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think networking prior to owning this business, like with your realtor job, like mortgage job, do you think that helped you like
Absolutely.
create relationships with those vendors and suppliers that we were talking about
Absolutely,
earlier?
yeah. It was a huge, like one, knowing how to talk to people like that, and like, sometimes you gotta negotiate with vendors too. So having that skill of negotiating and knowing you can negotiate with anything, literally anything you can negotiate. Doesn't mean you'll get it. You can always ask, hey, like, listen, if I order this amount of stuff, I need it for this price. Okay, well, we can't give it to you at this price, but we can knock off like 10, 20% off. Okay, well, that helps, each month. So knowing how to talk like that and like, with different things definitely help.
So you're negotiating basically everything.
Pretty much.
That when you first.
And not necessarily price, but like sometimes like as far as like liquor goes, sometimes the prices are set. But hey, the more you buy, these brands will come and they'll spend money for you on advertising. They'll say, hey, we're throwing an event next month. We need $500 for marketing. Okay, well I'll come supply like cups with you with our logo on it, or like, hey, I saw your umbrellas are old. Let us bring new umbrellas for you for the outside. Certain things like that where like you'd have to pay money for, but since you're buying so much, you're like, all right, we want to keep a relationship, so we'll help you and get you free things, Yeah.
Have you done a good work?
I have a couple words, but I want to like stick to one. I would say resilient. Resilient, because we've had some lows where it was like, damn, are we closing up? Like we're literally we just had some like bad months, especially in the summer, because in the summer it's like there's no sports, it's just baseball. Like once basketball season's over, it's like, I mean, I have shows, but like no one really cares in the middle of the year. Yeah, like towards the end, like everyone's like hyped up, but like middle of the year is just baseball. I guess we had Olympics this year, but even that, it wasn't even that crazy hype. And then it's 100 degrees, so who's playing pickleball? Maybe at night a little bit. So we had 2 months of like really rough times where we're like, you know, down to our last pennies and like, all right, how much extra money do we put in?
Yeah.
Do we just, you know, at one point you got in a position, hey, cut our losses, right? Like, hey, we've already put in, I don't know, random 20K in. Do we put another 20K in and risk losing that, or just cut our losses and just move on, you know? Sometimes you take a risk, sometimes, you know, help out, call your network and say, hey, can you come support us the next few weekends? And like, he was able to help out and make it to that like roller coaster ride. And then the fall, the better weather, the last 2 months have been great. So again, and this is our first summer we had this, so we didn't know. I mean, I've been here all my life, but like didn't know the business, right? So it's like now we can prepare for next year. Let's figure out summer's coming. What can we do? You know what I mean? Like, all right, make sure we have these big fans out there that blows. Maybe we do a tarp cover, something to figure out where we can prepare now. You know what I mean?
So you're already planning for next summer. You're playing with.
Already, yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, you got to be 2 steps ahead.
Especially since it's always hot. So.
Yeah. Yeah, like last year we had a huge Christmas party. It was like a 40K like private party, like 300 people, 500 people coming. And the day of was a crazy thunderstorm, like rain. I'm like the outside's like half full, like they can't all fit in here. So luckily we found a company that came and built like tents, like canopy tents, like the ones where you like have the weights and stuff.
Yeah.
They did it all in like 3 hours in the rain too. Like they built it, so we saved the party, and then like we kept it on for a whole month. All December, we're like, you know what? Let's just keep it. Like if it rains, like so we did a whole month rental with them, give us a good price. So now we're already thinking about having that on deck too. So just like we said, because that party's coming back, it's such a good time and a great like event. They booked us again for the Christmas party. So we're like, all right, let's just do that again. Make sure it goes well, and now wait till the last minute. So always gotta be prepared.
Following up on that, so like you already have this scheduled for this winter, right? So you already know what your investment is going to be in this party and whatnot.
Yeah.
Can you do like a pre-sale? Like I'm gonna go ahead. I have like exclusively 200 pre-sales. Anything else is gonna be like at the door, whatever, just to kind of cover your investment.
So this one in particular is a private party, so they just booked it out. They give them a minimum spend they have to spend to book it out, so no one else comes, and it's our whole place. So that one, like, obviously we'll have the inventory and everything ready for that, so we don't run out, the staffing and stuff. But for any other events that we do, like our Halloween night, we're selling tickets to the door. We put a lot of money in for decorations. Someone's coming back tomorrow to do more stuff. So things like that, we have certain things in place. And then the private party